So you guys, we're a technology podcast, and I think we really need to talk about the biggest break in technology of 2013. Like it's only the third month of the year, and I already know this is the biggest break in technology ever, and that's that we have Cool Ranch Dorito tacos.
Yes.
I mean, Dorito Locos tacos are great, right?
Yes.
But Cool Ranch.
And
now,
oh my God.
I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter feed recently. It might have been yesterday. I'm waiting for Taco Bell's next step. And you know what the next step is? Last year, like summertime, they released a whole bunch of different flavored Doritos. They need to make a midnight taco flavored taco shell, because they made midnight taco Doritos. So you're going to eat a taco that's surrounded by another taco.
that sounds absolutely amazing.
Hey everyone, you're not having deja vu, but this is the real episode 15 of TechBuzzed, the raw and slightly inebriated look into the world of technology. I'm Nick Smock.
I went and looked up my social security number with the government. I'm still Ryan Spletzer. I'm pretty sure.
Great.
I'm Lucas Ritter.
Don't follow him. This week, we're going to talk a lot about phones. That's actually pretty much all we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Start things off.
Nothing else happened.
Right, pretty much, yeah. Slow news week. So, first thing we're going to talk about is something we talked about last week, and that's the Samsung Galaxy S4. Today, this morning, I don't quite remember, some pictures were leaked from somewhere in China, some forum.
Yeah.
Which means it's completely 100% reliable, of the Samsung Galaxy S4.
Dude, I believe everything that I see from China.
And I'm going to just go ahead and step out and call bullshit right now.
Really?
Yeah. The specs that they report, I agree with. But the pictures, I don't. It is super thick.
It doesn't look right to you?
It is super thick.
Oh, the thickness. It looks
Well, that's not my only reason of doubt, but that is the first thing when I saw these pictures was that it's thicker than my phone.
It looks about the same to me. I don't know.
But look at like the distance between the volume button and then the edge of the like metal there, and then and then like on the screenshot, and then at the same time the curve of the back is a lot steeper on the picture than it is on like mine and Luke's phone.
That's true, yeah.
But you can't really
weird.
tell on Luke's phone because he has that extended battery in
Yeah,
there.
I've got the freak battery on it.
What is it? What is the milliamp hour?
42 or 4400.
Oh, that's
it
crazy.
Can last over 2 days.
But
It is
where
awesome.
was I?
There's a reason I have that. Like, I forget to charge my phone all the time because I'm totally sober. But yeah, it's
I'm reading an Android Police article about the leaked images here, and there were some leaked cases that have come out, like 3 or 4 different leaked cases that came out for the new phone, and these cases don't match up with the back of the phone at all.
Really?
Well, okay.
With the back of that pictured phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because if you see like on the back of mine and Luke's phone, you have the camera and then the flash is next to it.
Right.
And then on the leaked cases, I'll throw this in the chat so you can check these out. But the cases have this what I would assume would be an external speaker next on the opposite side of the camera for the flash. So I just popped that in the chat there if you guys want to check that out.
Okay.
And they kind of go on some other things here, but they're kind of giving some doubts. Also, the software that I see it running just doesn't really add up.
It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look like some of the the icons definitely look like TouchWiz, but the software doesn't look like TouchWiz.
Yeah.
And I really doubt that they're going to revamp TouchWiz for the SGS4.
Yeah, well,
because they
don't know.
just revamped it.
They did, but they have to do something to make it stand out.
You know what though? I can't believe I'm saying this, and I know Lucas is going to give me some stuff for that, but I don't mind the new TouchWiz.
No, I don't mind TouchWiz either.
I always
I know you're gonna give me for it because, or I'm gonna give you for it. Yeah. Because I defended TouchWiz before, and
but then
you were
I got
yelling at me.
Yeah, but then I got a chance to play with it, and
it's really not that bad.
I definitely appreciate it. However, they did pop out some specs from the leaked images. Someone translated the Chinese in it. We're looking at a 1080p display, the 1.8 gigahertz quad core processor, and 2
octa-core.
Well,
it's got 4 A15 cores when
correct.
it's like running fast, and 4 A7s for when it doesn't want to use a lot of power.
Right. But it's no matter what, it's running as a quad core processor.
Yeah.
It's not an 8-core processor. It is an 8-core processor, but it only runs as a quad-core processor.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the Tegra 3 and its companion core.
Right, correct. So I would say the octa-core is like a definite, basically. It's not, proven to be true, but it's like, 95% everyone is saying yeah. So I would guess that some ROM developers are going to be able to optimize to where you're going to be running on all 8 cores, and it's going to be real pretty, but it's going to kill your battery like nobody's business.
Nothing runs on 8 cores yet. Like,
I know.
That's like I read a ton of stuff on just like PC benchmarking and like looking at stuff.
Like PC games don't even run on 6 cores.
PC games they're just now standardizing on 4.
Right, exactly.
And there's none that really use those extra like 2 or 4 cores for like your AMD FX 82 whatever.
Right.
Intel 3960s.
Well, your FX chips though, because they have like the dedicated graphics in them.
That's your like your
APUs.
A series, the APUs.
Yeah.
Well, and also the AMD chips I'm completely off topic right now, but they're a little bit different because they look like 4 cores because they have 2 cores share the resources.
Right.
For each like
they run on the same cycles basically, and
yeah. But anyway, back to phones.
What do you guys think about this?
It kind of, I agree with you that it looked really strange to me. I don't think upon seeing that, I guess let me put it this way. I hope to God that's not real.
I do too, because
that's not appealing at all.
No, my biggest thing is like, now that I'm looking at these screenshots again, the thickness kind of gets me, but the location of that flash, it doesn't make sense to me.
No.
Like that would just white out any picture. It is so close to the lens, and it's right below it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna collect all that light when it takes a photo. And like looking at my phone, it is probably like 1.5 times the distance away from the camera, and I'm judging by like a 800 by like 1500 pixel picture, but all right. But it's also to the right and not right below it.
Right. And is it just me, or does it look like that camera is sticking out from the phone?
Oh yeah,
a little farther.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't look normal.
No, again, because we're basing this off of the last gen Samsung phone. Because again, I have the Galaxy Note 2, which I got and I love it.
Yeah.
And but this is based on the SGS3. Like entirely in design aspects, it's just bigger. But yeah, it's definitely pushed out more like an HTC phone would do, because they slap their sensor like right there.
I wonder if we're seeing maybe like an earlier prototype of the 4.
Now I don't know if you guys read this when the DNA, I think it was the DNA came out. This dude actually manufactured a fake phone and then leaked the images from it.
Really?
Yeah. He took blurry cam pics of a phone that he fabbed himself
Really?
to get publicity.
Wow.
This happened like recently.
Yeah.
This dude did it. He was an industrial designer, and he fabbed it himself, and then leaked them to Android and Me.
Yeah. And they ran with it.
Well, now here's the thing. Here's the really crazy thing is Android and Me, they're usually the source for Android leaks because they have their sources, and they like if someone who isn't a trusted source of theirs, if they release something, they won't go with it.
Right.
Like somehow this dude like worked his way into their trusted sources and then leaked this phone, and then like 2 days later Android and Me was like, whoops, our bad. So that's why like now, especially because last week we were talking about how the Galaxy S4, like Samsung is really pushing this security on leaks before the phone comes out.
Yeah.
And we're 3 days away. I really don't think that anything is going to get leaked about this phone.
I think they've done a good job, and they've kept it.
That's why I don't think that this is the phone. Why would some random Chinese dude have his hands on it?
Because
I don't know. I mean, more than likely it's getting built in Foxconn.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me try and think of what it should be like, or what I would think it might be like. And I think that they wouldn't put something out that looks almost exactly the same.
Right. And that also doesn't seem big enough.
Right.
That seems like the same size as the SGS3. Lucas, do you mind if I hold your phone for a second? I want to
throw in the smaller battery.
No. I want to compare screen size.
Oh, okay.
It seems like the same size as the SGS3.
It's going to be bigger though.
It's going to be at least a 5-inch phone. But do you have the pictures up?
Yeah, I do.
Compare them hold it in your hand and compare it to that one, the first picture.
Okay, 1 sec.
5 inches.
And the best thing is you can see like in the reflection, he's taking it with like a palm or like a feature phone of some kind.
Yeah, you can see that there.
Yeah.
Like, why does this dude have the SGS4?
No idea.
It's the same size.
And that's another thing that I saw actually in this story. It's on The Verge. They were talking about how I think last year Samsung, it was either in the story or in the comments, about how Samsung will do this where they will build like prototypes of their next gen phones into like the bodies. But on a completely hypothetical note, do you guys agree or disagree that they're not going to change very much design wise from the current gen?
Oh no, they won't.
I think it's going to be very close to the same phone.
I think it's going to be almost identical. You know what? My one design change that I think they're going to go with, because it's Samsung, is they're going to follow
use more plastic.
No. They're going to follow in Apple's footsteps and make it a more square bevel around the phone, like the iPhone 5 and the iPhone 4
sharper corners.
Yeah, sharper.
Everyone,
corners.
please go out and buy an HTC One.
It's going to be like the HTC One. Like it's a sharper corner. It's a 90-degree angle from screen to side, and then from all. The HTC One isn't quite a 90-degree from side to back, but if you look on these Samsung phones, you have rounded corner here off of screen to side, and then it like completes itself around the back, while the HTC One is flat and then flat on the sides and then curved, slight curve on the back.
So
I think they're gonna
rounded bevels.
Right. I don't think there's gonna be rounded bevels.
I think that's smart. I think
they're gonna follow in the iPhone footsteps.
Well, not only that, I think it's a good idea because you don't want to look. It's one thing to look like an iPhone in your design, but it's another thing to look like an iPhone from like 3 years ago.
Right.
You know, when you're designed with rounded bevels and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I'm heavily looking at this one. I hope it has a good wow factor because
I think the specs alone are going to get a good wow factor.
And based on looking at your 5-inch Galaxy Note, which has a beautiful screen.
5.5.
It's 5.5. So it won't quite be as big as that.
It's bigger than Luke's.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, guys.
But I'm heavily looking at this phone as my next phone, perhaps because for work they only let us have either an iPhone or we're like Samsung phones on their network because Samsung is actually playing ball with the enterprise and building in the encryption type of stuff So when they talk about that stuff in the commercials, it's all real. It's like they really have AES 256-bit encryption. They're really trying to get into the enterprise market.
For
really
sure.
bad, so.
I think their biggest thing is if they do want to get in the business, they've got to update their stock apps, their stock TouchWiz apps.
Yeah, they do.
Like the email and that, like their email app, I'm using it right now. I decided just to give her a little test run, as opposed to using Gmail, and it's not bad, but
Wait, what are you using opposed to Gmail?
The stock TouchWiz email app.
Oh,
it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it definitely, a lot of that stuff is going to need some revamping because it's something that it has a lot of flaws, and something like email in terms of an enterprise standpoint is like, that's like the number one thing.
It's crucial.
That's why like BlackBerry was so good in enterprise back then, because they did email and calendar right. TouchWiz, those two things.
It's still their only chance, BlackBerry is because their email is so good.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is Samsung needs to put TouchWiz in those footsteps, because their calendar is awful. It is the worst calendar app I've ever used. Their email is getting there.
Can you still get the stock Google Calendar?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Sure.
Good.
But I see, because I have a Note 2, I use the stock apps because they work with the S Pen amazingly, like seamlessly. Like, I'm just gonna show you right now, and no one is gonna know what I'm talking about. But I'm just gonna pop in my calendar and go to the monthly look, and like, as you can see, it's just cluttered with
it looks
it's
ugly.
cluttered with
Yeah.
But take the pen and hover over a day. Hover over it.
It looks like they literally tried to copy Apple's like,
exactly. Now just like
they even have faux leather in here. That's so offensive.
It is. Hover over a day and just like leave it there for a little bit.
Oh wow.
It's like it works so well with the pen.
It's kind of cool.
But it's just such an awful app.
Are you syncing everybody's birthdays from Facebook to your calendar?
It syncs automatically.
It does that for you.
And it's a pain.
Wow.
Because I have my Facebook account linked to my phone.
Right. Wow. Man. Tons of birthdays.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But yeah, I can't believe they're actually trying to do the faux leather thing.
It's obnoxious.
That's really offensive to me personally.
It really is. What is it? What is that term again? We talked about that after Johnny Ives left.
What term? Oh, skeuomorphism.
Skeuomorphism.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's the worst.
It is awful. It is awful. Okay, let's continue. We kind of blabbed on a little bit about that.
A little bit.
So there are 2 new phones being introduced to the markets, and they just got reviewed by The Verge.
Actually, can I start off right here and talk about? I remember the people on this podcast talking about, was it the Experia Z, and how it was supposed to have, what was that, stock Android on it, and how
it wasn't the Experia Z. It is the Xperia phones that are coming out in Q4 of this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Guess what? I'm still going to say bullshit, and you guys are still going to be full of it when they're going to come out with the PlayStation skin.
And we never said it was going to happen. We said it was rumored, and we wanted it to happen.
And you prayed, and we're just like, oh, man, this makes me so excited for Sony phones. I'm just like, it's never going to happen because Sony is not that smart.
Hates themselves. Sony really hates themselves. Well, Sony hates their phone brand.
Yeah,
it's a gorgeous phone though. Look at it. We're gonna talk about the Xperia Z first.
It does.
Let's start off with the Xperia Z.
Okay, so quickly, Xperia Z. Kind of a funny joke that The Verge posted in their review is Sony has already reached the end of the alphabet with their flagship for 2013, the Xperia Z, because they've been calling all their phones like the Xperia S and the Xperia X and the Xperia whatever. Q, I don't know, but this is supposed to be their flagship for this year, and
it really isn't a bad phone. It's just
the phone is beautiful.
Yeah. I could get this. Is this coming out on Verizon?
I doubt it.
Doubtful.
That blows.
There's one Sony phone on Verizon right now.
What is that?
That's the Xperia Play, which came out in May of...
Wasn't that 2 years ago?
2 years ago. It came out a week after the Thunderbolt came out. Or a week before the Thunderbolt came out.
Because, man, I could easily get that phone and just...
It's beautiful.
I would root it and just throw stock Android on it and be happy little camper.
Yeah, it's got a glass panel on the back, which I like.
And guys,
like the Nexus 4 and the iPhone.
13.1 megapixel camera.
Ooh, that's a lot of megapixels.
Again, people,
We're gonna have
just
the
a
two
quick,
ultimate ends of the spectrum here today with the
Just
1
a-
and the Z.
Yeah.
just a quick thing on phone cameras. Megapixels don't matter
At all.
at all. My phone has an 8 megapixel camera. So did my Thunderbolt. My Note 2 takes pictures that are 8 times better than my Thunderbolt ever did.
It's good to warn people about that too, because I'm sure they'll get into a store and there'll be some idiotic rep that'll be like,
Yeah,
you
you
could get
don't.
this one, but
This
This one
one's got the
has
more
more
megapixels.
megapixels.
Got the more MPs. I want the one with the more MPs. Or you guys could just go by the Lumia 942.
920.
No, the 942.
What the
942?
the
Isn't that-
942?
which one's the
No, it's
one with the
920
42
with
mega,
OIS.
44 megapixel
Oh,
camera?
that is
that's the
the
pure view.
the PureView 808.
808. That's what it is.
The Nokia
yeah,
808
808.
PureView.
Yeah,
That
go by
doesn't-
that. That
It
one's
doesn't even output in 42
No.
megapixels though.
I know, but go
That's
buy
what's
it.
cool about it.
It
is
doesn't-
because-
it-
oh,
If
I
you-
just had a nerdgasm
If you
about the 808.
if you care about megapixels, go buy that phone.
Doesn't that run Migo or something like that?
Symbian.
Oh God.
Symbian.
Yes, Migo doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, that's dead. I forgot.
Except for they're gonna try and make a phone out of it from all the engineers that left Nokia.
yeah,
serious?
and that's
Yeah.
gonna do really well.
What are they smoking?
Hey, it can't do much
HGH.
worse than how they've done with Windows Phone so far.
Ooh.
You know what though? I blame Microsoft on that.
Really?
Yep. I do because we already know that Nokia can make an amazing phone.
Incredible hardware.
Amazing phone.
Yeah.
That's already like a known fact.
They've done their job very well. You know,
It's Microsoft is hindering Nokia right now.
I think Microsoft hasn't done very well with updating Windows 8 quickly enough. You know, to fix things and make things better.
You guys know what though? We're talking about the Experia Z right now.
That's true.
This shows how much I care about the Experia Z.
It really, I mean, it's a really attractive phone, but it's pretty unimpressive.
This
I
looks
guess.
like that when Steve Jobs originally asked his team to make a phone, he's like, think about the phone Sony would make. They made one that looked like this.
Yeah.
With like the power button
Well,
on
right.
the side and stuff.
Actually,
and it looks awesome.
You know what's kind of cool though is if you like buy this phone, relatively soon when it comes out, you get like a $300 pair of Sony Bluetooth headphones with them.
What?
That's
Yeah.
the nice
You get
thing
the-
is you get really nice headphones
You get
with them still.
you get a dock and the MDR ones, which are like they're like top Bluetooth headphones.
Wow. That is awesome.
Because it's I don't know, it's just obnoxious. Like I guess the biggest problem I'm trying to find where I read this earlier is it is water resistant, like the whole
Yeah, you
phone
can
is,
submerge
which
it
is
in
pretty
water,
cool.
actually.
Really?
But
Wow.
yeah, this is the obnoxious thing. This is kind of why they're bundling these headphones in, because they have flaps that cover every single port on your phone, like little rubber flaps.
No.
So to make it water.
To make sure that no water gets in the phone. So they're like, hey, you're gonna hate the fact that we've covered all the headphone jacks with flaps, so we're gonna give you a $300 pair of headphones.
But what's so bad about that though? I don't think that's
It's obnoxious though, like, because if you have a dock or something, like, I don't
Every
know where.
single time you gotta open
Yeah,
up
you
the
gotta
flap
pop
and-
that off,
Yeah.
and then
It's just
and
an
then,
annoyance.
and then it gets to a point where you flipping it on and off so often that eventually it's gonna tear because it's just rubber,
right.
and rubber's not some amazing super compound. But
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, God.
this phone looks nice, but yeah, I can see where its problems are.
I just have one gigantic raging issue with it.
What's that?
What they did to Android.
oh, they kill Android. They
It
just
looks
ruin
bad.
Android.
Like,
looks
It takes
bad.
pretty photos though.
Turning on the phone, I realize I don't care because I just look at them just like, oh, look, it's a PlayStation.
Honestly,
I really hate this.
Yeah.
Sony's UI team, they all just need to get let go. They all just need to get finish their contract out and pay. They just need to pay them, finish their contract out, and just hire new people.
And Sony's
Fresh, young new
Sony's always
people.
been good at hardware design.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
They've never had a
They're
forte.
really good at it still.
They've never had a forte in
Which
software.
I find so strange.
Yeah.
I find it so strange that like they can make the most beautiful handsets and the most beautiful anything they make is gorgeous. Like their TVs are amazing. Their Blu-ray players look like something I want on my shelf.
you're correct.
The PlayStation 3, gorgeous. It's totally crazy design, but it's gorgeous.
Yep.
And then you turn on your PlayStation 3
Then you cringe.
and you're like, what the is this? What am I doing?
Right. Well,
It is so not intuitive.
It's not, and I mean, it kind of makes sense to me because if I look at other Apple, for instance, and I'm gonna maybe make some people mad here, but they make beautiful, beautiful hardware, and I don't think anybody can dispute that. But their software
Is junk.
it looks like crap. I'm gonna just throw that out there. It really does look.
They
like
have
crap.
not innovated since Tiger.
No, Tiger.
Like
Was that?
OS7?
No. That was Lion. Snow Leopard was 10.6.
No, not 10.7. Like OSX7.
OSX7.
When they first like put the dock at the
dock
bottom.
on, yeah.
How
And
did
then
we get to Apple?
we're talking about UI design.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, OSX Tiger, which is like what was before there was Leopard? What was before Leopard? Was it Tiger?
Or Leopard. OS 10. Oh, Tiger was 10.4.
Yeah.
Leopard was 10.5.
Yep, 10.4.
Snow Leopard was 10.6, which, in my opinion, Snow Leopard was the last good version of OS 10 before it really went to crap. Anyways, so I can get it. I can get where people spend all their time.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to quick before you jump in there.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Cheetah, which was 10.0.
Oh, Cheetah, the original.
Yes, the original.
Yeah.
They have not innovated since then.
They haven't changed it up much. No. And the other thing is too. Yeah, I think you get these brilliant people, and it starts with the hardware, and they spend a lot of time on the hardware and getting it right, but their software experience is just critically lacking. And in Apple's case, it was this crazy, insane person named Scott Forstall that like basically pushed his grand vision down for years, and it stuck. And then so far to the point where his stuff started bleeding into OS 10, which really sucks because I don't like the iOS elements that are making their way into OS 10. It's
I think I don't have the most Apple experience, I'll be honest, because I've never owned a Mac or heck, I haven't even owned an iPad or an
iOS device,
like an iOS device. Period. But like,
you're not missing much now.
Well, I don't think they've done anything on the OS X front because I don't think they really care.
They don't care, and that's why
they don't, because people buy their stuff, and because
I think they earn way too much money off of like there's no reason for them to really innovate on that front because they're not getting pressured that hard, and they earn all their money off mobile devices.
I was talking with a family friend the other day, and their 13-year-old daughter was just like blabbing on about how she wanted a MacBook.
I love how oh my god.
So I'm sitting at the table with her, and I said, "Why?" And she looked at me for about 5 seconds, just looked at me right in the eyes.
Yeah.
She sat there and just stared, and I was just waiting. She went, "I don't know, because it's a MacBook."
I don't know.
You could throw Ubuntu on a MacBook, and people would buy the shit out of it.
I would.
They would. Oh, I mean, I would, because it has Ubuntu on it.
Right.
But like your average 13-year-old girl will want a MacBook, not because it has Ubuntu on it. They couldn't care. But because it is that aluminum body with that little glowing apple on the back.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but it is good hardware design.
That's my.
I think that's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's my thing. I literally feel more productive on this MacBook Pro in front of me when I'm like getting stuff done. Not for any fact that it's the OS I'm using, but for the fact that the keyboard is well made, the trackpad is well made.
Really?
Yeah.
because I feel so much less productive when I'm using an Apple product.
Really?
Like, because the software is atrocious and I can't navigate.
I can get around just fine.
I'm not going to say it's atrocious.
You can because you're used to it, I guess. And I am just like, I know my way around OS X.
Yeah.
But I don't know nearly as much as like when I'm in Windows, I can fly.
Oh, I can fly.
I don't need to touch my mouse, and I can fly.
Let me put it this way. I had to put a bunch of stuff into OS 10 to get it the way I wanted.
Which,
yeah, OS 10 doesn't have the window like float to the right, float to the left thing like
Isn't
that
that
you
the
have.
worst?
It's the worst, and so I have to get like these third-party software things. So 2 different pieces of third-party software. One so that when I drag a window to the edge of the screen, it fills up half, and another piece of third-party software that does keyboard shortcuts for Snap. 2 pieces of software just so I can recreate Snap on OS 10. It's terrible.
But see, I guess my like whole beef with Apple is like especially their software is like when I'm on my computer, when I'm on Windows, either of my Windows computers, I could honestly go without a mouse.
Yeah.
I can turn off my trackpad right now and you could tell me to do something on my computer and I could do it.
Oh yeah, I loved having that ability on Windows. It's like anything is a keystroke away.
Without even hitting my start button, I can open up any of these apps on my taskbar. Like, oh, I want to open up Word? Sure. Done.
Yeah.
And my trackpad is off. I can't even use it.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I need to switch? Done. Like, it's so easy.
It is really easy.
But at the same time here, like, Nick, admittedly, you are more of a power user with Windows, where, like, your cousin here...
No, family friend.
Family friend, okay. Family friend, they would lean towards more having that better keyboard and better trackpad because they're not going to learn all those shortcuts.
But if I gave them a Toshiba running Hackintosh, they wouldn't care.
Oh, I would care.
No. Or, okay, strike that. If I found, an HP Envy. I got an HP Envy. I got an HP Envy and I threw Hackintosh on it. They wouldn't care. Because why? Because it's running OS X. Because it's an Apple product. That's it. They don't care. This girl's 13. She doesn't care about the keyboard. She doesn't care about the fact that it's got chiclet keys and it has an amazing trackpad and it's made out of aluminum.
No, I agree. She doesn't care about that stuff.
And
she only cares about the image of it.
And there are a majority of people who are the same exact way. All ages.
Yeah, I'm way different.
They really are.
I look at this laptop.
I agree. Yeah. The hardware on this Toshiba, I could wipe my butt with. I would give anything. Look at my hinge right now. Look at that.
It's bad.
Look at that.
Yep.
I'm missing a cover on my hinge. There's exposed wires on my laptop right now. If I could have Windows,
but at the same time, how much did you pay?
Windows on this
$700.
Let me say something. Okay. Windows on this MacBook Pro is amazing. It's the best laptop I've ever used Windows.
If I could have Windows 7, if I could have Windows 7 on that, not running on Boot Camp.
Not running on Boot Camp?
If I had it as my primary operating system where I didn't even have OS X installed on it.
You could do that. You could do that.
I would not pay $1,300 for it, but...
I'm actually thinking about throwing Windows 8 on this soon just to see what it's like.
Do they have good trackpad support for that? Because the trackpad is amazing. I'm gonna research.
I hope so.
Let's continue talking.
So.
Let's. Stop
I actually
talking
have
about
a little
Experia
bit of a
Z.
story about how I have trained my sisters to hate Apple products.
You're the best. You're the best,
like,
brother.
I feel kind of bad because like my one sister, just like Angie, my smallest sister, my youngest sister, she openly just mocks Apple, and I feel kind of bad. Like I feel like I've created a closed-minded sister because of it, but it's just funny. Because they both have Zunes,
which
everyone in my family has Zunes,
I still find that so crazy.
It's a beautiful piece of hardware, and like since we share a Zune Pass, like me and my one sister split it every year. Like it's $80, so it comes out to $40 a person. We get all the music we want.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing as doing Spotify, but the thing is we split it between the two of us, so we have it on the 2 Zunes, and then my other sister splits it with my mom. So like. Yeah, we all have Zunes, and they don't care. Like they still work. They're nice and small. They're not a freaking tank like your phone. You can throw them. They're indestructible.
See, but like,
it's just
on
funny,
that
like,
aspect, I am kind of jumping on that like universal device bandwagon.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
like
I
don't
agree with you.
My brother bought an iPod around holiday season this year, and he's
Yeah.
like, check out my new iPod, and I'm just like,
What?
what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, why are you buying it? He's like, I don't want to put music on my phone, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, what do you need to do that for? I have 20 gigs of music on this device plus Google Play Music.
But actually,
so like I have like over 2 terabytes of music technically on my device
Right.
at any time.
I have a Spotify subscription now, so I just download
I also
whatever
yeah, exactly.
I want.
I also
you know?
have a Spotify subscription, and it's just like, what are you doing buying iTunes gift cards and putting them on your iPod when you could just pay all that money for Spotify and just have it on your phone wherever you are?
Exactly.
my only
And then
issue,
you're not carrying around 2 devices in your pocket at all
my
times.
only issue is that phone, and this, you're gonna laugh at me for saying this, but like, if most of the time when I'm using something, listening to music, like a mobile device, it's for like I'm working out, I'm running, I'm out on the road, I'm doing something.
You do all that stuff?
Not very often, but that is the only time I will use a personal media player or a PMP.
Right.
But like for those times, I want a small device that I can like just slip in my pocket. It doesn't weigh anything.
But do you have your phone with you when you're doing that kind of stuff?
I'll leave it in the locker because it's too freaking big. Like it's a pain in the ass.
Okay,
like,
I guess. Okay, yeah.
like you understand.
I understand
if you
that.
have it on
No,
your,
yeah,
on your arm or
I
something,
understand
it's
that.
just annoying.
I understand that. However, my brother has his phone and his iPod with him at all times.
And that's the thing is, if you have an iPhone, you're retarded. If you
He doesn't have an iPhone. He's got a Motorola Razr M. That's what it is, Razr M.
that's not that big of a phone.
No, it's not. It's like a 4.3-inch phone.
Okay, like for that, it's
That's an iPod Touch.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of iPod did he get?
Like the Nano, the newest Nano.
Are you
Like
serious?
Okay.
it's like this big, and I made fun of him, and I still make fun of him, and he doesn't understand why I'm making fun of him. And I'm just like, you have a phone, which
I
has
kind of
all those
understand it,
features
though.
and then more. But he carries both the devices with him at all times.
Okay, yeah.
He doesn't work out. Look at him.
Yeah. That's the thing is, I think like when I used to work out all the time.
He doesn't listen to us, so it's fine.
Yeah. If I care, even if you, I just wow.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Even if I did like
We're getting real raunchy, by the way.
let's say, I don't know, if I was working out all the time, I like having
Even
a smaller
then,
device
like,
because I don't like carrying it
You
around.
go to the gym to work out?
Yes.
See, even when I went to the gym to work out, I used to take my tablet.
Really?
Yeah, because I mostly did cardio. So it's like
Yeah. That's the thing is I would lift is why.
I would just like, I'd throw a movie on my tablet and I just plop that mofo up on the treadmill and I just plug my headphones in.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to watch CNN. I don't understand. What's the deal with these gyms and their TVs?
Yeah.
Like everyone was watching CNN. And
There's
I'm
the
like,
worst,
the
the absolute worst stuff is on TV at
Yeah,
the gym. Like stupid stuff.
The one thing,
even when you can control the
one
channels,
thing
it's all
I
stupid.
don't want to see while running is Wolf Blitzer. Like, there's one thing I don't want to see running, and that's
Yeah.
Wolf Blitzer and Anderson Cooper.
Guys, let's
So
just all chug like 3 beers and turn this into an after hours and bitch about like what's on it, what TV is on at
The gym.
the gym.
What's the deal with airline food? No, but I mean, whatever. We're getting way off track again.
Slightly.
2 topics in.
So what about
way
that
off
HTC
track.
One series phone?
So now we're going to talk about a phone that everyone needs to buy.
I just want to buy this phone because I love HTC, and I'm very sad that they're getting just kind of beaten to smithereens in the market.
I don't understand it either. Look at this phone.
They make great stuff.
Look at it.
They make great hardware. Like
They
I went
made-
and I played with a 1X or a
1X, 1SV,
an 8X, an 8X.
Oh,
I played with an 8X. It is such a beautiful. That is my next phone. That is my
This is
next
my
phone.
next?
If I can ever afford it, I am switching from this GS3 to that phone as soon as I can find one for
The 8X.
around $250 to $300 on eBay. I will buy it.
So we're gonna talk about the HTC One.
But I'm just,
Yeah,
it's
they're
It got
It's
an
just
8.3. That's pretty good.
it's
Yeah.
beautiful hardware.
okay. This phone, they took the iPhone, the newish
Yeah, they did.
iPhone design, but they were just like, yeah, it's the same shape, but we made it a whole lot better.
You can tell it's an HTC phone though because their build quality is
It's
it is
gorgeous.
on par, if not better
Yeah.
than Apple. It is amazing.
It's gorgeous.
It looks really good.
Like just like the subtle design aspects of this phone, like looking at the back of that phone, those 2 white lines.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, it sounds so ridiculous that I'm saying this, but those 2 white lines give me a tech boner. I'm getting a full-on tech boner from the just 2 white lines.
Are you
like,
full on tech fapping?
You know what's giving me a tech boner? That Beats Audio.
Yeah.
logo.
Uh-huh.
Man,
I'll just say the design is that good. Like that, the Beats Audio logo actually doesn't even bother me. Like it feels somewhat integrated. It's
You know
small
what
enough
bothers
at
me
the bottom.
on phones is this stupid Verizon logo on my stupid home button on my
Yeah.
phone.
That is the first thing I noticed when I looked at your phone.
Verizon, I'm going to drop my balls on your face if you do this again. I hate you. If you didn't have such great service, I'd switch.
That's real. That's a real thing.
Real
Once
talk
I'm
right
off
now.
my
Do you
family
see
plan,
that?
I'm switching.
Touch it. You can feel it. You can feel the
You can
Verizon
feel
logo.
every letter of
They're
that
like
Verizon logo.
They're like, if a blind person is going to buy this phone, they're still going to know it's by Verizon, whether they like to or not. You can still feel it.
I get the feeling that Verizon goes and like just stares at itself in the mirror sometimes.
Oh, they
It's
do.
just like,
They do.
I am sexy.
And
But,
this
like-
week in ADD, TechBuzzed podcast.
No, but okay. Here's the worst thing, right? Is
right?
when you boot up the phone, the Samsung. Okay, so say my boot sequence is like 10 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
The Samsung part of the boot sequence is like 3 seconds, and then it's just 7 seconds of Verizon 4G LTE.
Yeah.
Just 7 seconds of that. They're like, no, we don't really care that this is a Samsung phone because it's a Verizon phone, and I'm just like, shut up. I hate you. If you didn't have such great service everywhere I go, I would kill you.
Yeah. It's like they have to rub it in our faces.
They really do. They're just like, hey,
You know how good our
you want to go somewhere else? Good luck.
Yeah, try me.
But now we're talking about the HTC One, and this phone is not coming to Verizon. Sorry.
It won't be the HTC One. It'll be the HTC Droid 2.
It'll be the HTC VZW Droid 1X Plus HD. This phone is gorgeous. Go buy it. That's it. Have a good episode.
And yeah, no, it's like
13 1
that.
megapixels.
No, they've only got 4. They've got 4 super pixels.
They have 4 ultra pixels.
ultra pixels.
Which is
That is another. That's a big topic I want to talk about.
yeah.
But also, I love how HTC has come to like they are building the best screens in the industry right now.
Yeah.
They've been
Which
doing
used to
that
be
since the
Samsung.
1 series.
Which used to be Samsung.
Yeah, no,
Samsung
like,
used
they
to be
took
like
the crown
nope.
during the last series when that it was GS3 versus the 1X, and they've just held it. Like they've just been continually building some of the best screens on the market.
That and they are really taking Snapdragon places.
Yeah,
Snapdragon chips are amazing.
but at the same time, they used the Tegra 3 on their last flagship.
Wasn't it only on the GSM version though?
They didn't offer an LTE version, so there was only
Because
a GSM
okay,
version.
all right, sorry.
Yeah.
So the last flagship before that, the GSM versions were Tegra.
The
and
1X and the 1X Plus
Yes.
were, but they didn't have an
But
LTE
the-
phone except for the Droid S1S. It was a Droid
SV.
S1S, and they called it a what did they call it on Verizon?
the Bionic HD Plus.
No, close.
VZW.
It was the. Oh my god, this is gonna bother me.
I'm gonna find it
They
right now.
they changed. They really messed with it. It was red. But anyway,
Of course it was red. It's on Verizon.
yeah.
They just love that. Incredible 4G LTE.
Yes.
That had a Snapdragon in it.
That
All
did
the
have a
LTE,
Snapdragon.
all the LTE HTC phones have Snapdragons, and then usually the GSM versions have.
Yeah.
Or
But
before had
seeing-
Tegras, but now we're looking at a Snapdragon 600, which is an insanely fast processor.
It's a really fast
1.7 gigahertz quad core.
Yep. And it looks like it's gonna be a great phone. Beautiful screen. It's about the same. I think it's around the same as what the DNA was.
4.7 inch 1920 by 1080 with a 468 PPI, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's a gorgeous screen.
On The Verge here, David Pierce is saying that it's the best screen he's ever seen.
Yeah. That's yeah.
And he's not surprised or he is surprised that HTC doesn't have a goofy name for it. Because HTC loves making goofy names for things.
They've been doing fairly well though,
like Zoe and Ultra Pixels.
Yeah. That's a good point. Zoe. Oh man.
Okay, but let's talk about Ultra Pixels because this is pretty interesting.
This is a really cool topic.
The HTC One, like we said a little while ago, has a 4 megapixel camera, and everyone's probably just like,
"Oh, 4 megapixels?
Oh,
What is this? 2001?
Yeah. Well, my dumb phone had one. Oh, my iPhone's got a better camera. No, it doesn't. So shut up.
My iPhone's got 2 HTC One cameras in it. That's how good it is.
Yeah, megapixels. But guess what? No, it doesn't because Ultra Pixels are nuts.
Yeah.
I really think that they took the camera in the HTC 8X and were just like, we're gonna make it a million times better because that camera was amazing. That camera, and in terms of low light shooting, that camera was really good.
On the 8X?
Yeah.
Really? I guess I didn't see that in the review, but what I've heard of the 4,
well, because they had to compete with the 920.
Yeah, that's true, but
and so they gave it like really good low light performance.
Yeah, as good as it could get.
And they just improved it tenfold.
Well, what they did was we talked about this last week, I believe.
Yeah. Right.
It's
a little bit.
A bit, yeah.
Basically, it just brings in more light.
Yeah, the larger pixels bring in 3 times more light than. So technically, you could look at this as being a 12 megapixel camera. If you're really generalizing,
yeah,
1 pixel brings in 3 times. 1 megapixel brings in 3 times as. If you're generalizing, if you're really generalizing, I'm using this term like really generalizing.
I compare it more closely to how the Lumia 920 works with having that the optical image stabilization, where that it can leave the shutter open longer, so it can draw in more light.
Right.
Where now with these ultra pixels, they get more light just naturally. They get 3 times more light per pixel, so they can't physically fit more pixels on this sensor yet. So that's why it's only 4 megapixels. But at the same time,
it's taking.
How many times you take a picture you're gonna blow up to 8 megapixels
but like,
and post on your wall on your phone?
But like check. Well, Facebook will just on its resolution anyways.
I'm literally talking blowing it up and printing it off at some place that has a really nice printer and putting it on your wall at your house.
I mean, once
exactly.
You don't do that. I did that with.
And
You know what I did that with actually is the picture that Brett Favre sent me of his penis.
Okay.
It's sitting above.
That was actual size, wasn't it?
It's sitting above my.
When you blew it up and made it like 3 feet long, it's actual size.
No, not at all. He's got a small penis.
But no.
I'm looking at the pictures right now on the gallery on The Verge, and they're gorgeous.
My problem with the way they did it on The Verge was they were complaining about they were cropping the images.
Yeah, to 100%.
Which, okay, I get it. There's a lot of other phones on the market that can do that, where they've got like the crazy crop because of the higher megapixel.
Right,
but that's not what.
But
you're a person. How many people like go and they zoom in on their picture?
Well, yeah, you're not taking a picture of something small from way far away from it.
I get it. You can take a.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You can take a PureView 808 and take a picture from a plane and zoom in and see it on some girl's shirt.
Yeah.
But not.
I like that.
Not with
I like
this.
that. But like, say I want to Instagram. I want to snap a pic of this Pabst Blue Ribbon camera, which I'm gonna do right now.
Okay.
And
not if I beat you to it.
I want to do that. But instead, I'm going to take it from across the room. I'm never going to do that.
No.
Ever. I already beat you to it.
That wouldn't happen. Nope.
Pound no filter, bitches.
So.
This is just an incredibly bad picture I just took and posted. Boom. Posted.
Yeah, but you didn't put anything on it.
No, I didn't. I win the race.
No, you didn't, because I snapped a picture before you even got your camera open.
Guys, we are really devolving.
All right, well,
follow me at DepressWasCool on Instagram.
Don't follow him.
Please do.
He really doesn't want you to.
Stupid pics on Instagram.
Okay, let's talk about Sense 5 for a minute here. Let's talk about Sense 5 because Sense 4 was sweet. Sense 3, all of iterations of Sense 3 were doo-doo. They were just doo-doo.
You actually have experience with this because you were the one that had an HTC.
I actually had experience with both Sense 3.7 and 4. And Sense 3.7, I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. Sense 4, pretty good. I still hate their icons, but pretty good.
Okay.
That little Wi-Fi icon, I hate it. I hate that little dot.
They've still
Get rid of the dot.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking at my stock Galaxy Nexus. There's no dot. It's just a straight up
no, I got straight up bars.
conical
Yeah, conical bars.
bars.
That's what's nice. Although I do have a little bit of a qualm with the TouchWiz's icon, and the fact that you know how they have the upload and download arrows to tell whether you're uploading or downloading on Wi-Fi? They put them directly below the Wi-Fi logo. So they like shrink the Wi-Fi logo by to 3/4 of its size and then throw a couple arrows underneath it.
That's weird.
Which is weird, but whatever.
Okay.
It's really nothing to write home about or anything, I guess. But
it looks okay. It doesn't look too offensive.
Sense 5 is gonna be pretty cool because it's just like it's Sense 4, but they've improved it. However, this blink feed thing is HTC is really trying to get in this social game.
Is that like a kind of flipboardy thing that I'm seeing?
Yeah. Where it like integrates all your news feeds with like your social feeds. So you've got like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all your news feeds all integrated together. And I find it really obnoxious when phone manufacturers release widgets and apps for social interaction, social networks, and that I find that just like the most obnoxious thing ever. And Lucas, can you move your face away from the mic when you breathe? No, that is the worst.
What's hilarious to me is that even phone companies think they can be anywhere near good at this kind of thing.
Oh, it's awful. It's absolutely awful.
It takes dedicated, like app companies a long time
to make it right.
Them
How
and do
long
it right.
did it take Facebook to make a good Facebook Android app?
Forever.
How long
it's
did
still
it take
not
Facebook
there.
to make a Windows Phone app?
Has that having happened yet? No, it hasn't happened yet.
Wow.
That's where I thought you were going with that. But Blink Feed is pretty stupid.
Please,
like
Facebook.
seriously, if you want Blink Feed, just get Flipboard because it'll just remove the garbage Facebook integration, and you just get your news. Or Google Currents because I like Google Currents a lot, and it's a pretty nice app, but their new update's kind of junky. Do we have anything else to talk about with the HTC One?
I'm exhausted on it.
Yeah, same here. I'm kind of tired of phones right now.
Yeah, phones suck.
Yeah. I'm going to change some topics around here because I'm going to kind of stick in the Android spectrum of things, and we're going to talk about South by Southwest for a second.
Okay.
Earlier, before the show started.
What's South by Southwest?
Earlier, before the show started, we were talking about South by Southwest, which is this big conference that's held in Texas, Austin, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Austin, Texas. And it used to be where all the big startups became cool.
Yeah.
Like Path and Foursquare and Twitter.
Remember Gowalla?
Gowalla
was the
started at
best.
South by Southwest.
Now it's dead.
Along with its along with its murderer Foursquare. Twitter started at South by Southwest. And Path, which no one here knows about. You guys probably do, but no one listening does.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got some very smart listeners.
They don't know what Path is.
We've got genius listeners.
But they don't know what Path is.
Hey, maybe they do.
Maybe they know what
I
Path
believe in
they
the
might
listener.
they might know what paths are, but they don't know what Path is.
Do they know what the rape trail is at State?
Everyone knows where the rape trail is at State.
Ladies, meet me.
Meet me by that one phone booth.
Oh my
Just
don't-
kidding. It won't be me, but anyway.
That's awful. So, we were talking earlier about South by Southwest and how it has officially become South by Brofest. And
Yes.
and basically you get on the startup bus, which is where all the startups meet,
Yep.
and they try to talk with venture capitalists to get money for themselves.
So I've got like this idea, right? So like music festivals, right? They don't have great bands that go to them, right? So my startup idea, we find those great bands and we bring them to the music festival.
Oh, We're ping ponging here.
Yes,
I got an even better idea. So these music festivals, right?
Yeah.
They're great, right? But they have terrible bands, right?
Right.
How about we do this?
Yeah.
We use this app that I'm developing right now. Me and my fellow programmers we're developing right now.
All right.
Where the music fest you don't go to the festival and listen to all the bands. You go to the bands and make the festival. It tells you where the bands are.
Oh.
And then you go to that venue and you watch the band play. And then guess what? Bam, we're at the next venue. We're watching the next band. Bam, Brilliant. We're at the next venue. We're not watching the next band. We're drinking PBRs all night.
Brilliant.
I mean, bro, you know what I'm saying? So the festival isn't in one venue. It's in all the venues.
Let's go talk to some PCs.
It's on the app. Hey.
Hate hipsters.
Hey, venture capitalist. What do you think about our new app?
No.
Man.
We were going somewhere with that. I really was feeling that.
I could have bought you know what's better than 200 cases of PBR that I could have bought with that money from you? 1 billion cases of PBR. Okay, well, yeah, South by Southwest has become a bro fest and no one wants to go to it anymore. But Google went this year.
Yeah,
they talked about the next worst thing. So they're developing a shoe. That's right, kids.
Okay.
You heard it here. Google's developing a shoe.
What is the probability that Google's just trolling everyone at South by Southwest?
I get the feeling this is one of their projects that they're like, who wants to go to South by? And they're like, oh, we got the shoe thing.
I can totally see that.
Like send those folks to South by.
But guess what? Honestly, after watching the video, this shoe's hilarious.
Yeah.
It basically just makes fun of you. That's all it does.
It just talks.
Right now, early stage of development, this shoe is essentially not a shoe. It's just something you slap onto a shoe because it's like the prototype. And they had what they called the Google Playground, where you could do all these different physical activities. And basically, the shoe, you would sit down in it and it'd go, oh, are you sitting down? Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea. And then you'd be running up some stairs and it'd go, wow, you're really slow. It was just a Google shoe was
Good fat ass. You can't make it upstairs.
Yeah, that's all we got from this.
I think this was a hoax. I think this was.
But it's not April Fool's.
Yeah, I know, but I think they were fooling us early. They're just
trolling.
Google.
Oh, you trolling,
dude. On April 1st, maybe they'll reveal that whole shoe thing was of.
Oh, they are just planning right now. This is a long game troll.
Yeah.
This isn't any of that short game kid stuff. This is a long game troll. We're in it for the long haul on this troll. And there's hey, remember that Google shoe we announced at South by Southwest that everyone was gaga over? Why were you? Because it was a whole joke. And then they cancel anyone who tweeted or Google Plus about how good it was. They just cancel their Google account and they completely disallow them to ever use any Google products again.
I got it. They have an April Fool's page, a We Fooled You page, where if anybody that used the Google shoe hashtag,
they post it.
They post them.
All their Google ads become their posts, and they're just haha, look at this idiot.
You got fooled.
That's great.
Yes,
I love that. So
awesome.
Everyone right now tweet and Google post about Google shoes and how cool they are.
Pound Google shoe.
Yeah.
I've got one more thing actually.
Pound shoe
related. Did you guys hear about? And this is kind of a social thing or a us going to bars thing, but. How do you feel about people having Google glasses on at a bar when you're just trashed off your ass?
I don't. Well,
if they can just take pictures of you all the time, instead of having to pull your phone out and take a picture.
But it's a voice recognition thing.
It really doesn't
matter. So, you would hear them say, "Glass, take a picture."
It's a public.
You're drunk.
It's a bar. It's a privately owned bar. So if you had a problem, you would take it up with the owner, and then they would choose to kick them out or not. But
no, but that's the exact issue right there. Is there was just a story on I think Giz this morning about and I'm trying to find it right now, but I'm having issues.
Giz.
But they were talking about there's a bar in I think. Seattle.
Are they banning Google
ironically,
Glass already?
Seattle. They said that they will not allow Google Glass. It was kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, though. He was making it as a joke for some PR.
Here's really the biggest issue. is if you're in the potty and the dude next to you
Oh my
has
god.
Google Glass on.
You were just standing there, two dudes at a urinal, and the guy just looks over, looks down, Google, take a picture.
And then just hold on.
My God.
The dude. This is the last one.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I think so.
Huh.
I don't know. I'm just saying that so that I don't have to go back to the fridge. So the dude basically says, he's standing next to you at the urinal, right?
Yeah.
And he looks over and he just goes, he goes Google Glass or Glass, take a picture. And then immediately after he looks down or he looks up and then he runs away. What was that? Remember like back in the 90s there was it was like Pizza Hut or Domino's. They had that little creature in all their commercials that wanted to steal all the pizza.
Yeah.
He just like runs around like that guy and then just like dips out. And then he just like posts your dick everywhere.
That would not be very desirable. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I was just,
Yeah.
it's not like a huge story or anything, but it's just kind of something to think about.
Something to think about. Do you want your penis all
And
over the
not
internet?
to mention, like, I say, okay, there is like the
The
voice
Noid.
recognition thing.
It's the Noid.
Oh god.
The Noid.
But just think about like with what Samsung's doing right now with noticing your eye movement. Like imagine if that in order to take a picture you just have to like wink.
I like that. But maybe they do it only from the frontward facing camera or something.
Well,
In terms of Samsung, like
I don't know. It's kind of
they because there's a lot of countries that have laws against things like that.
yeah, I know.
Like turning the shutter noise on your phone is illegal and is illegal in a lot of countries.
Turning the shutter noise
Off on your phone
off.
is illegal in a lot of countries.
Okay.
Like
By
By the time you
like
hear the
having
shutter, it's already too late.
yeah, but because here's the thing is like having the ability to take a photo without the shutter noise is illegal because say you are taking a picture of a riot or something and this is bad, but like say it's like police brutality or something
Yeah.
and the police hear that shutter noise, they're going to confiscate that phone
Yeah,
from you.
good point.
Or like you're snapping a photo of some world leader in some
Having sex with a hooker.
exactly.
Yep.
And it goes unheard. That is
Yeah.
technically illegal in a lot of countries because they like that has to be audible for that reason.
Got to catch those politicians having sex with hookers. But on the next topic,
we're gonna talk about EA and Maxis.
I'm going to talk about how
Lucas
I spent
says,
$80 on a game and then I couldn't play it for a week.
It was $80.
I bought the limited edition.
What is wrong with you?
I love SimCity.
So do I.
I just peaked, but I love SimCity. Okay, it is one of my favorite childhood memories.
I do too.
Like
it's a lot of fun.
I used to play SimCity 3000 was my favorite one.
Sim shitty.
Yeah,
Same
I
shit.
just would sit there and be like, "Oh man, check out this city," and then all of a sudden be like, "Oh, I really hate these guys now," and then I just like bring a UFO in and kill them.
Hey guys, can we get Shugle trending?
Shugo.
Shugle.
Yeah, I posted it on Twitter and on Facebook.
I will
Pound
retweet.
Shugo.
Hey,
I will
all
retweet you.
200 listeners.
Get Shugle trending.
Shugled.
That's pound sign capital
This is like-
SHOEGLE Shugle.
Could we do Shugle because then we could make fun of both Microsoft and Google at the same time?
Why?
Because you remember Get Scroogled? It was
Oh, yeah,
Microsoft mocking
yeah,
their
that's right.
shopping,
That's right.
and it kind of backfired on them. But anyway,
Continue on your.
But yeah, with SimCity, okay, I'll give you guys the down low because I know a lot of the listeners probably don't play SimCity because they're not awesome like that. It's basically this game, they built it around all online, and some people are saying, oh, it's EA wanting like slamming this DRM down their throats, which is kind of true, but kind of not at the same time because
it is.
no, but this game is built to play it with friends. Like you have
social.
You have smaller. You build smaller cities now, so like you can have a metropolis in the center and then like suburbs built around it.
Can I say something really quick about social gaming? I am sitting in my house on my computer playing a video game. I don't want to be social. That is the reason I am playing a video game in the dark in my room. I don't want to be social. Video games, stop it.
But
continue.
Like, I don't really want to be social in this game. I do and I don't, but I don't have any friends. So, number one, I don't have any friends that play SimCity. Number two, I don't have any friends. So, I really wish I could just play it by myself offline. But you always have to be online to play on this.
Yeah.
Because everything is on EA's servers.
Yeah.
Which, imagine that, EA. This SimCity 4 was a really big game, and a lot of people wanted to play it.
Time for Nick to search how to pirate SimCity.
And all of a sudden, all the servers crashed and you couldn't play it. Like, I could barely play for the first like week because it'd just be like, your server's not connected. So you couldn't save your city. If the game shut down, you were SOL and you couldn't get back into the servers. And the thing is, when you get onto one of the servers and you build a city there, you have to get back onto that exact server in order to play that city again because it saves the city on the server.
Wow.
Which is kind of nice and kind of not at the same time because it's like the Steam cloud for Civ 5. This is my other example. I can be playing a game on my desktop and then go to school or something and load that city and load that save up because if I saved it to the Steam cloud and play it on my laptop also and just pick up where I left off, which is really nice. But then at the same time, with Steam, once you load it up once, it's on your computer and you can keep playing. It might get out of sync with that other city if you keep jumping back and forth and the one's not online.
Yeah.
But you can still be playing that same like game on multiple computers because you're saving it to the cloud. But with EA, you have to be connected to their cloud in order to play it.
Right.
You can't save it on your computer and then play whatever you want because they built it around, you have leaderboards, you've got, they nerfed the leaderboards because it was killing their servers, so the leaderboards don't even matter right now.
I still find that annoying, though, that you can't have local saves.
Oh, no, it's really...
That's the worst.
No, that is the single biggest thing, because when I think of SimCity, I think of, like, me building this gigantic city by myself in my living room in the dark.
Yeah.
Because I'm a loner.
I heard they took out certain aspects of gameplay, too, as well.
They took out the leaderboards, they took out the cheetah speed, which is like the fastest speed to play the game on, which SimCity can be boring as hell playing on slow speed. You're just like, look, an hour passed by.
Yeah.
That's why right now it is running on my laptop at home because I can't sit there and wait and watch it for so long. Like, I'm going to get home and be like, I have $1 million. Yeah, I can do something now.
Yeah, that sucks. That really
you can't
sucks.
play it at full speed because they disabled it because it was too much load on their servers. And also, if you try to load into like one of their busier servers, they give you like a 20-minute wait time before you can load in because you're in a queue, or a queen as I call them. Like,
it sounds like a miserable experience.
The only positive thing, which is not even that positive, is that I am going to get a free game from Origin.
Yeah, that is nice. They're giving
cool.
like, isn't it a really good game too?
It's a free, your choice. Just pick a game, you get a free game, which is it's really
Battlefield
good.
Premium. Get Battlefield Premium and gift it to me.
Why would I gift you? I don't even have that.
Okay, but get Battlefield Premium.
But like, that's a brilliant, like that's a good way.
No, it's not a good way. It is. I've got to save my ass way.
It is, but at the same time, is there any better way to?
Well, no, it's
save
their last resort.
It is, but they're gonna get a lot of people coming on Origin because they're giving away a free game on Origin.
Well, right,
and that's all that matters. Like, once you build up, you have a bunch of friends in Origin. You can't. It's building in those ecosystems, like what companies have already done, Google and Apple, with their app ecosystems. Once you buy a bunch of games in that ecosystem, you can't really leave because you're like, I want to go play Battlefield. You're logging on to Origin. I want to go play SimCity. You're logging on to Origin. I just bought Assassin's Creed 5 on Origin. You got to log into Origin.
Right. So, no luck on SimCity crack
but
yet.
Yeah.
But it will
It's
happen.
gotten a lot better, actually.
No luck on the SimCity 5 crack, though.
No luck? I'm sorry.
No. It'll happen. There's been a Diablo 3 crack for like 3 months now, so it'll happen. Then I'll get it.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Don't pirate games,
I don't really
kids.
care about that because I like buying my games. Actually, I don't like buying them, but I do buy them. But anyway, to finish my story here on SimCity since they didn't make a SimCity 5, they just made SimCity. Really great game. Really disappointed in the execution.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome game. Wait a month, buy it then when it goes on sale. You will not regret it.
Hopefully the hype is still around by then.
And the
people
other
will still want to play.
Something I've never seen before. Polygon. They dropped their review from a 9.5 to a 4.
9.5 to an 8.
Yeah, and then
to a 4.
Who wrote the review?
Phil Kohler.
Ugh.
Like the review was just, this game is amazing.
Although, did you guys see? Who did it? Chris.
And then I was watching people stream
Grant?
SimCity, and they're just like, they would log off and then just be like, all right, guys, we're gonna watch a loading screen for 5 hours.
Chris Grant did the "This is what I'm playing now" or whatever video for SimCity 5, and it was Fresh Stickville.
Yeah.
He was addicted to it.
And then the city in the review was
I'm talking about Chris Grant did a video for Polygon.
But they built it all in that same region, and the thing is, with that game, you can like trade resources, and you like in a region you work together to build a wonder.
Chris Plant. Yeah, that's what it was.
I always get those guys confused.
Their names are too similar.
Yeah.
The game has really good things for
Plant has the goofy voice. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
I kind of understand, like, I like, because Maxis had a vision that they were just going for. They're just like, screw it, we're going for it. But I feel really bad that they just did not have the servers to do it. Like, they started without too few servers.
Okay, I'm gonna say something about DRM. I'm gonna say something about DRM right now.
It's not as bad as Ubisoft.
How do I put this? DRM is a good thing. God, I couldn't even say that without hesitating. It's a good thing for developers, but no one can do it right.
No.
Nobody has done DRM properly. Like, either they make DRM.
I think Steam's done it fairly well.
Okay, yes, they make these DRM that prevent you from doing certain things and stuff like that. Actually, there is one game that has done DRM well, and I'll get into that in a second.
Minecraft? Pirate our game, but just come back and buy it, please.
No, I will get to that in a second.
Yeah,
because I got to remember the name of the game, but I'm going to talk about. However, there are so many games that have DRM on them that just break the game.
Yeah.
There's so many games where they throw DRM on it and it just breaks it.
It's a real problem.
Not the latest Assassin's Creed game, but the game before that broke the game. Broke the game for people who bought it. There were people who bought the game and then couldn't play it because of the DRM, like ever. They were locked out of playing the game forever because of the DRM included in it. There's crazy. So many.
That's so crazy.
I'm gonna find this game though. It is. Where did it go? It was like a Serious Sam game or something. And instead of like putting like DRM that like the games have in now, it was an old game. What they did is they edited some files and all the pirated copies. And when you hit a certain level, you had invulnerable scorpions chasing you around that would kill you in one hit.
That's pretty hilarious.
So you could play like a quarter of the game, and then
all of a sudden you were just being chased around by invulnerable scorpions that would kill you in like 2 hits. It's
so genius.
That is.
It was a good idea.
Let's move on.
Well, there was that, and wasn't there somebody who did like a watermark over the game?
Probably.
Yeah, they did a watermark.
That's a
over
good
the
idea
game.
too,
like, it's
though.
another good idea because it's kind of just like, come on now, we're gonna let you play, but please buy our game.
So,
we worked hard on this.
Let's move on here, and we're gonna talk about the new Facebook update.
I know
coming
nothing
out
about this. I just heard about time. Isn't it like a feed almost?
Yes,
they're giving a huge redesign.
Yeah,
to
and I
the
am
Newsfeed,
really happy about it. Luke, would you mind hopping in the chat for a second?
Yeah.
It looks like it looks a lot like Google Plus.
Yeah, it does. You know what? Actually, it really looks like is the new Ubuntu.
Really, I didn't even notice that. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, a much needed redesign of Newsfeed. Like, Newsfeed on Facebook has felt like this like ancient relic from 2006 for years now.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's been so outdated.
Lucas is just checking something for me right
so
now.
it's been so outdated that like it really needed this, and I'm surprised honestly it took them this long to get to the point of updating this.
So we recently talked about Facebook design a couple episodes ago, and how people like complain like nonstop when there's a new Facebook update.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gonna happen, like for sure, but this is so minuscule compared to the last news feed,
Right.
that I don't think people are gonna complain, because I think it's just gonna be a huge improvement.
I think people are used to the mobile interface too. So they're updating it to match like the mobile kind of UI scheme.
Yeah,
like
with that like expandable.
Right. Like each story is like a card kind of almost, and it's like it's got a gray background, and you know you swipe to the right to get at your menu and all that. Right. So it's really, I think people will be really familiar with this kind of design metaphor, which is cool, and I'm glad it's kind of like all being unified under one like common, you know, design language. And frankly, it's about time. And just to be honest, like Newsfeed has looked so bad for so long. Like
yes,
it's really just looks so old, like the web of like 6 years ago, and I can't believe that it still looks this way. I'm glad it's actually going to feel like an application now rather than you know, just like a website. That's what it feels like now. It feels like a website. Doesn't feel like an application.
Yeah, which is exactly
You know.
like what Facebook has always been.
Yeah.
And you know what though? Like Twitter's the same way. Twitter
Right.
feels like an application.
Right, exactly. They've got it down. Although I'm not as big of a fan of the Twitter webpage.
No, not at all. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
pokey.
a bad thing. It's a bad thing that Twitter feels like an application and not like a website.
Right. They try to make it.
But at the same time, if you look at the like practical application of Twitter versus the practical application of Facebook, it would make more sense for something like Google Plus or Twitter to feel more like an application than a website, because in a sense, Twitter and Google Plus are more of an application than they are a website. Facebook is more of a website than it is an application.
Right. True.
Yeah. So, but
Facebook has a lot more content to view than what your Twitter.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
Google Plus
So-
could be useful for seeing a lot of content, but it's just not yet.
Nobody's there.
Yeah.
So,
Using it.
long story short, if you are my Facebook friend and you complain about the new newsfeed redesign, I will be unfriending you.
Everyone's going to. Why
I'm
is that
unfriending all of
even-
them. But it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be great because it's so similar to the current newsfeed design, but it's just better.
Yeah.
As far as like, you know, they had an announcement last week that, and they released screenshots of it. It's just better. I applied to beta test it, so we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know there was a
Facebook.com/newsfeed.
Hey, well there we go. I'm gonna apply as well.
And all you got to do is push one button, and it just takes your Facebook information, and that's it.
Okay. I'm doing it right now.
So-
Boom. On the waiting list.
So, Ryan
Yeah.
is gonna talk. Ryan and I don't know about Lucas, are gonna rant about some stuff.
What's
Okay.
up?
Topic 6.
Topic 6.
And I think I'm gonna give Ryan the wheel on here.
Okay, I'll start this off. So, basically, yesterday I went through this whole exercise of trying to stream a podcast. Well, I don't know if it's stream the right word, but like,
Well, it's streaming. It's streaming.
Yeah, okay, it's streaming. Like stream audio from my Android phone through an application that I use for podcasts called Pocket Cast. Stream it from my phone to my computer. So all the steps involved in this were so convoluted and so much more just complex and than it needed to be at all. So on my computer, what I had to do to wind up getting my computer to be an actual endpoint to receive this audio was use FooBar 2000, which I was okay with. That's fine.
It's a great application.
You know, as long as I can get my computer to like receive audio, cool, whatever. Because the whole reasoning behind this is I have my computer hooked up to my nice speakers that I want to listen to stuff in my apartment and whatever. Now, the real issue is, although Windows has this issue as well, the fact that so few operating systems like Android, I'm talking mobile operating systems, I'm talking Windows 8, OS 10, although OS 10 is actually ahead in this, which is crazy, have like built-in DLNA capabilities. And what I'm talking about is this is literally how easy it should be because Apple has figured this out. And you should have on Android and Windows Phone an option in any single multimedia app to send video and or audio to a given source.
Yeah.
And that source should be able to just pick it up and play it.
The most obnoxious thing about it is there's already a standard.
Yeah.
Like UPnP and DLNA, they're already standard set, and for the most part, they're universal. Like, they're like cross-platform.
Right.
You want to know the frustrating thing coming from me is Microsoft is 80% of the way there.
Yeah.
Like, with what they do with Xbox right now with Smart Glass, it is
they're almost there.
They're almost there. Why not just add the function? Because right now you can go on an iOS device, you can go on an Android device.
Right.
If you have an Xbox, you can be like, oh well, or like on my Surface, I can be in my living room like, I want to listen to some music. Play this on my Xbox. It'll pop up. The music app opens up on my Xbox. It starts playing the music.
Right.
If you're an Xbox subscriber.
But it's like kind of what Ryan and I are more upset about is like
sending
I have
something you have playing,
loads of music on my phone, and there's a lot of times where like my desktop is underneath my desk and my speakers are plugged into my desktop underneath my desk.
Right.
I don't want to listen to it on my phone speaker. I just want to slap one, like a share button. How hard is it to pop a share button in there?
No,
and
I totally agree with you.
And for example,
and push that phone.
Somebody that has figured this out, Apple. AirPlay
is amazing.
AirPlay, actually, I did some research into this. AirPlay is built on top of DLNA.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an extra proprietary layer that they have on top of it that makes it work correctly. And,
well, not work correctly.
Well, work.
Make it work general. With just their devices.
And BoxyBox too.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are devices that allow AirPlay, but you can't AirPlay from an Android phone. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly. No. Right. And Android phones so easily could AirPlay. Like DLNA is an open standard, and you could use it any given.
Nick, your app idea for South by Southwest.
Yeah.
any Android phone should be able to use an open standard like DLNA and just beam stuff.
But you have to have all these applications. You have to have all these BS applications.
You have to get like, if I actually wanted to accomplish what I was actually trying to do yesterday, first of all, I have to go to my Windows PC or something and set up a client application that would receive that signal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would have to go to my phone, download another sender application that would send the audio. And I could only play that audio through that application.
There is a better way.
How?
Now I can't even think of the name of the app. There's an Android app that just connects directly to like DLNA and UPnP, where you don't need a client application on your PC. And I can't think of the name of it for the life of me right now.
Really?
But maybe later after the show I'll remember it.
Yeah, you still have to use that application to play whatever you want to play.
Send it to your computer, but then it'll just play through whatever VLC, whatever you want it to play through.
And here's my rationale behind wanting to do this. I want to be able to just go into any given app, like for example my podcast app. I don't want to have to start playing it in another application.
And just slap a share button.
Slap a share button in there because my podcast app, captures what I want to, where I'm at in that podcast, in anything that I'm listening to. I don't want to lose my place and start playing it in this other player. And that brings me to another point. There should be like a podcast app that syncs everything across every single device.
Okay, Pocket Cast, I have a feeling is going to get to that point where where you can log into Shift Jelly's site and just like continue playing through their site.
That would be amazing.
Now, you know how easily accomplished what we're talking about is? If you had VLC player on your computer, which if you watch videos on your computer, you better be using
I have
VLC player.
VLC for sure.
You can connect to any UPnP or DLNA device on your network through VNC player. And then all you have to do is allow it to share through that way. So like say you're listening to a podcast in your car, right?
Yeah.
And you get home and you pause it, walk into your house, and you go to that like podcast in the window, and you hit that share button, and then all of a sudden your computer VLC recognizes that, and it goes right where you started off.
Yes.
Just continues.
That's what I want.
And that is 100% easily achievable with VLC.
Yeah. But the question is, what do you use on your client?
That's what it. Yeah, that's the problem. Is that these devices just they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care yet. Like they haven't cared enough yet. And you know what? I think I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I think at I/O we might see something about this.
I can see that.
I think Google
Nexus Q.
I think Google would be completely stupid to not know that they're woefully behind in this area.
Because it's like, well, here's the thing.
It's so blatantly obvious, like how you could do this really well.
The problem is they see everyone as being content with buying a Bluetooth speaker.
No, Google.
That's what it is. Everyone just sees it as like, oh, I'll just drop $70 or $80 on a pair of average Bluetooth speaker, and so be it. That's it.
Yeah,
but. It's not.
No,
it's not that easy.
They've got the
That's
wrong
not an
idea.
easy fix. That's an awful fix.
Because
I paid $200 for this phone, like on an upgrade. I don't want to pay another $80 for a set of speakers that I don't need because I already have really nice speakers connected to my computer.
I've already got a stereo system. I don't need more stuff.
And I don't want a dock to plug my phone in because I want to be able to have it playing and then go in the other room with my phone.
Really, what I'm trying to do is solve a lazy problem because I have a cord over there where I could just plug in an 1/8-inch jack and just do it that way. But that's not the point. The point is it's so easy to be able to do this stuff.
It's just stream it. But like,
stream it.
Put it this way. Okay, so you have really nice speakers. You have a nice system set up here.
Yeah.
You want to be able to say, push everything to either your receiver or to your computer.
Well, yeah,
stream it through your speakers, and then hop into your office and still have that music playing while you're in your office doing whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Or have that podcast playing. Exactly. Because a lot of the times when I'm at home, I have to go into the office and get my Bluetooth speaker out and plug it in the kitchen so that I could hear it through most of the house. Through the kitchen and the living room. And it's like, I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to hit a button and say, hey, play through my computer speakers because they can play through most of the house.
Right.
And boom, I'm done.
There, you're done.
But no, not going to happen.
Okay.
That's just obnoxious. And it needs to be a universal standard on every application or every OS.
I am going to do a quick follow-up rant based on this because it made me realize after I went and hunted around for all these different applications yesterday that would let me do like streaming to my computer, Android has a real problem with the design of all their applications. So many of them feel like junk, like tons and tons of them. Like
it's like, because it's such an like even their UI manual now, like their design scheme now.
Yeah,
it's still so open-ended compared to iOS.
Right. Because people actually follow the design language of iOS.
Yeah.
Even though it sucks, but like people follow it in like to a decent degree. But just like there's so many crappy Android apps out there that look like they were written for 2.0.
Oh yeah.
Android, and it just made me sad because I realized, like, man, if the developers in the Android space really cared, they would stay up to date. They would implement the Holo theme. They would try to, make things fit into this, visual design language. But
the issue is, I think, you have like these people. You have these people who have this great idea for an application, but they don't have the like the developer background behind it.
Right.
And so what they're doing is there's a lot of like easy ways to make Android applications.
Yeah.
And and so they're using these tools to make these Android applications, but what they're doing is they're just using their stock buttons and their stock sliders and everything, and that is based on 3.
So basically, you're saying that the SDK kit or whatever comes with a bunch of stuff,
and it's just super
a bunch
outdated.
of controls and stuff, but they all look like the old stuff.
Yeah, not only like the SDK kit, but like there's a lot of applications, like PC applications that are like where it's like a WYSIWYG editor for Android. It's like a WYSIWYG developing program for Android. And if you don't know what WYSIWYG is, it's what you see is what you get editor, like Dreamweaver and Microsoft Blend. That's what I mean by WYSIWYG. Yeah. So it's like a WYSIWYG Android developing platform where you're like slapping buttons and you're putting events, connecting events to them, and it's just like really easy. But then you're getting these just junk.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it sucks.
They come with basically like control packs that are 3 years old, that look super out of date.
But there needs to be just like Android really, like Google really needs to look at themselves and say, we've got to fix this.
I think their developers. It's hard because it's how do you strike that balance, because Android is more open than the Apple.
Correct, and they want to keep that.
And
standard.
I think that's great because then people don't have to go through this ridiculous approval process for all this.
And
BS.
and you're not getting like kicked out of the App Store for like some stupid reason.
And they have a thing called like editor's choice in the App Store market, which is nice. And I go into that once in a while to see what things are really like the best of the best. I wish almost they kind of distinguished that even more and like made it some distinguished special area where you made a great app, you followed all the design guidelines,
right? Therefore,
you make it into this special like curated area where you're the best of the best.
Yeah.
Welcome to this best area, and that's I don't
because
then I would only search for stuff there
because honestly, the Android app rating system via the Play Store is awful because people like I don't even understand it. Have you guys ever read like app reviews? Like have you ever thought about purchasing an app and like read the reviews or whatever?
They're really bad.
Like people will be giving it 5 stars and then right below it they're like, this app is junk. And I'm just like, what the hell is
nobody
wrong
knows
with
what they're talking about. It's ridiculous.
And it's just it's obnoxious.
Android developers, I expect more of you. Be better.
Seriously. Just if you can't make a good looking app, don't make it.
Right.
Pay someone else. Pay someone else to develop your app for you.
Or hire a designer.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Don't make it.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of it for the topic section. I have a couple more things to add. So first of all, later this week, I'm actually going to do a TechBuzzed Tips. And I'm going to be talking about RDC, which is remote desktop connections, and how you can optimize or you can access computers elsewhere from your phone, tablet, laptop, wherever. I'm specifically going to be focusing on Android because that is Android and Windows because that's those are my platforms of choice. So check out a video for that.
We're not rich, and those are the ones we use.
Hey, this phone is expensive.
Well, yeah.
And so is my desktop.
Yeah, but you buy like a desktop or a phone once every desktop.
Regardless.
Anyway.
Regardless,
sorry.
that's beyond the point. So I will be showing you how to set it up on Android to connect to your Windows computer and access all your files. Use your Windows computer through your Android device. I'll be doing that later this week. So right before we hit the beer segment here, I do have an app of the week. And I just told you guys about this right before the show. It's called SnapPea. It's an Android-based application and Windows. I don't know if they have. I'm gonna double check that. They might have a OS X version, but I don't think so. Nope, just Windows. So it's in beta right now, but you couldn't tell. You really couldn't tell. So what this app does is you install the application. All you have to do is actually install the application on your PC, and you connect your phone or tablet via USB, and SnapPea will recognize, they'll install the proper drivers for your phone for SnapPea, and they'll recognize what phone you have, and it instantly pops up. I'll push my screen back so you guys can check everything
you do
out
that
here.
It does it wirelessly?
Well, eventually. You have to plug it in via USB first.
Plug it in once, and then it'll do it.
So this is the application here. If you guys want to look at this, this is the SnapPea app, and it essentially has all these different options where I can see all my contacts. I can add contacts from SnapPea to my phone. I can look at all the messages that I have, send and receive messages via SnapPea. The music, pictures, and videos, they're all just like imports. Like I can import pictures and videos and applications and music right through SnapPea. Cool. Now, after you have installed the proper drivers on your computer after plugging your phone in, everything but restoring your backups, because it'll back up and restore applications, contacts, and text messages without needing root on your phone. Cool. Everything but restoring everything to your phone can be done wirelessly. So once you're on the same Wi-Fi network as your computer, you can say you find a third-party app on the XDA developer's website. You can download it through your browser on your computer, double-click the icon or the application, the APK file, and it'll say, do you want to install this on your phone? You click install, and it'll push it right to your phone. Wow. And it'll install it right there. And the greatest thing about this is, so I didn't have this phone rooted originally, and I wanted to bring all the apps that I had on my last phone onto here. And all their backups are stored in zip files. So I just took out all the apps from my last backup that I wanted on this new phone, put them in a folder, highlighted them all, threw them in the app section of SnapPea, and then clicked install, and it just batch installed every single app from SnapPea to my phone via Wi-Fi. So I was like,
that's pretty
my
cool.
laptop was in my bedroom. I was playing on my phone in my living room as it was just installing silently every single application onto my phone.
That is sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it basically manages your phone on your computer, and you could actually set up, you can set up your backups to back up, to your Google Drive folder per se, or your Dropbox folder.
Right.
So you could have
everywhere.
everything. You could have everything backed up to the cloud, and restore from there. And I just love this application.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's not a big file on your phone.
That's
it doesn't basically the application only just shows up when you're connected to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I absolutely love it. I mean, it auto backs up when I want it to. Again, it's in beta, so it doesn't have a crazy ton of features, but it's still even I can just go into the Google Play Market from SnapPea, and I can find an application. I could buy it right there, and it'll push it right to my phone.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Cool.
So, I mean, if anyone on Android is looking for a good phone management application, because Android really doesn't have one for,
not really.
A lot of the proprietary apps are awful for PC.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something that maybe you want to manage your Android phone on your PC, which I just clicked on music, and it now has all of my music loaded into SnapPea, and I can set something as a ringtone. I can play it through my computer, whatever I want to do.
Cool.
Yep, it's an amazing application. So if you have Android and you're looking to manage it on your PC, SnapPea, all one word, got to check it out. It does pretty much everything pretty discreetly, and you can do it over Wi-Fi. Everything but restoring to your phone.
I am going to check this out. I had messed around with something similar to this before.
What was it?
AirDroid.
Yes, AirDroid. AirDroid's great, but I hate the fact that it's web browser based.
Right.
And you can't do anything like say you're in an area with no internet, or you have really choppy Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You can plug your phone into USB and manage it.
Right. That's why upon looking at this, it seems like a much better solution to kind of do some of that stuff versus AirDroid, because it not only did AirDroid have kind of some of its buggy weird stuff, but it's an actual application. SnapPea is an actual application on your computer, and it'll work wirelessly.
Yeah.
Well, AirDroid did too. But just seems a little more.
Yeah, and on top of that,
thought out.
Actually, AirDroid does this too. As long as you're on the same network, you don't have to be connected to the internet. As long as you're on the same network, you can still connect your phone to your computer.
Okay.
Because AirDroid runs on like localhost.
Got it.
And then your port.
Yeah.
But it's a whole. I think SnapPea is just a whole lot easier because I've also used AirDroid, but SnapPea it's in beta right now and it's amazing.
It looks
so
a
it's
lot
like
better. Yeah.
like I even get my battery stats from SnapPea.
That's pretty sweet.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it's sweet. I love it. Absolutely love it. So if you have an Android phone and a Windows PC and you're looking for a great way to manage your phone in terms of backups, installing applications, restoring, checking out, I can check out my SD card, for, like not entirely, but I can check out the majority of my SD card all wirelessly. SnapPea's the way to go.
Cool.
So
All right.
that is it for the technology portion of TechBuzzed. Pretty Android episode today. But we're going to hit you guys with a beer segment here. So enjoy some music and we'll be back. And we're back for the beer segment of the week. Ryan is going to go first. We elected him for winning last week with the Rye Knot by Shorts Brewing Company out of Elk Rapids, Michigan. And so Ryan's going to go first here with his beer. And I believe he's bringing another Shorts beer.
Yeah, believe it or not, another Shorts this week. I just picked this one up today. It's called Shorts Brew, or well, not called Shorts Brew, but it's called Uncle Steve's Irish Style Stout. And it has a picture of a leprechaunish looking man on there. Very apropos for, St. Patrick's Day coming up here shortly. So I actually haven't tried this one yet. So it's going to be a surprise to me right now. So I'm going to take a little sippy sip. And that is very, very, very good.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh,
Real heavy coffee
yeah,
taste.
it's got the coffee thing going on. It's not like the super duper kick you in the balls stout that we had a few weeks ago. It's pretty, it's kind of like Guinness a little bit.
Yeah.
A little, I would say like maybe a little less creamy than Guinness.
Yeah, more of a...
Definitely a little, it's not, like, with Guinness, I almost think of chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Like that
more
thickness
more
to
of a
it,
coffee
heaviness,
taste.
Yeah, more coffee and a little bit better than you would really get with Guinness. So, yeah, that's a good one.
I really like that. I really like that.
A lot.
Got any? Do they have any like description or anything on there about the?
All it says is leprechaun magic is back.
All right. I mean, you really more times than not, you can't go wrong with a Shorts beer.
Right.
You
right.
really
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
Shorts
they make amazing
pretty good stuff.
different wide variety of beers. I think I haven't seen this one before too. I think this one's new this year. So
I believe you are correct in that.
Yeah.
I have I could probably check the Shorts brewing list for this year, but I'm too lazy to. So my turn. Ryan brings another Shorts, and I'm bringing another Boatswain. It's like episode 15, part 1 all over again. So I have brought the Boatswain American India Pale Ale, the American IPA. I'm really a fan of American IPAs and American Pale Ales because they take that hoppiness, that kind of bitterness of an IPA, and usually the American version of those has a little bit of a citrus taste to it. That's usually a prominent feature of an American Pale Ale. So I'm going to grab a gurk here before I take a taste because I haven't tasted this yet.
we actually, IPAs are hard to do. It's hard to make a very good IPA.
I agree, but I've also had a lot of really good IPAs.
I have had a lot of good ones. It's just I've also had a lot of not so great ones.
I've been finding more and more good IPAs though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like maybe it's just my taste buds have matured a little bit, but when I was younger, I did not like IPAs at all because they all seemed really harsh.
That's good. And I want everyone to keep in mind that I paid like $4 or $5 a bottle for these beers.
Ooh, that's not terrible. Yeah.
No, that's good though.
I like that
that's
a
good.
lot, yeah.
It definitely has that. It's not as citrusy as the Shorts Controversial, which is their American IPA. There's something you can taste the citrus right away, but then there's something after that.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that it's kind of a malt or something after that before you hit that hop taste to
malty.
it.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's not at all what I expected, actually, because when I think of an IPA, I think of a lot more of a, like, you can taste the hops there, but I think of a lot more hoppy flavor to it.
Well,
Maybe
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. An American Pale Ale, Pale Ale has citrus in it, which really deters from that bitterness.
Yeah, it does. And
so everyone knows, I got these from Trader Joe's, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've got two more. I've got a chocolate stout and a double pale ale.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no,
I'll
that's
probably
really good.
I'll probably be bringing either one or both.
We're gonna have another tough week.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
Luke is.
I don't know. Are we ready to lead into my beer?
Yeah.
I also this week I was actually originally looking for the Magic Hat Mad Hatter. That's what I was originally looking for because I'm claiming that beer. I'm gonna bring it one of these weeks. But I got this beer right here, and it is a very, very, like, I was surprised. It is a very good IPA. It just has that, you can tell it's an IPA, but it's just got like a nice smooth flavor to it. It doesn't kill you like a lot of IPAs do, and I think I might actually have a chance this week.
Oh.
I take it Nick liked it.
Oh.
That one is excellent.
I'll have what she's having.
But yeah, it's, I guess you guys take it from here because I'm really terrible at describing beers.
Honestly, that tastes like an American Pale Ale.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so good. It is hoppy. It has a really well balanced flavor of like that kind of like citrus sweetness and hops. Like it's near perfect.
Really good.
I like because it has a little bit more hops than what I normally. I've got one right here, so drink away, guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Wow.
one thing is we ran out of, we actually ran out of drinking we drank all of Ryan's beer earlier, and I started drinking my beer, and I was surprised because normally an IPA I can't just sit down and drink it like as a casual beer because normally it wants to kick me in the face.
That's smooth.
But this beer right here, like I was surprised I was able to sit down and not be wincing every single time I took
smooth
a drink.
and
it was
like
pretty good.
It's like bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that nice carbonation.
I brought another bubbly.
That tingly tongue feeling.
It's not nearly as bubbly as last week's beer.
Last
No,
week
not
I
quite
literally
like
brought
that, yeah.
champagne.
That was like beer
But-
champagne.
Wow, is that good? Yeah.
I think we're ready to vote.
I'm ready to vote.
Well,
Yes.
I want to taste the other two beers.
Yeah,
you
sure,
brought.
go for it.
I pretty much know what I'm voting for. So, this is another week where all three beers are like good,
Yeah, these three were
and I think this week all three beers are like top tier beers. I wasn't, again, no offense, Lucas, but I wasn't a fan of your beer last week. It was good,
No, I understand. That's fine.
but the other two beers were like
I liked
superior.
last week, but
like this week. All three beers are superior. These are, oh man, where is Arbor Brewing out of?
I don't know. Ann Arbor?
I assume Ann Arbor, but I have no clue. I just know
I don't
that it's
think
somewhere
so.
in Michigan.
Arbor Brewing. Quick Google here.
Yeah.
Nope. Corner Brewery in Ypsilanti. So close
Oh, there
enough.
you go.
Ipsy.
Close by.
Man,
Close
why
enough,
didn't we go there?
Well,
Yeah. Let's go to Ipsy.
Well, we were there like 3 weeks ago.
Go get tipsy in Ipsy.
there's no.
Oh, we did that.
Oh, you
No,
did that?
I mean, you go to the worst bar. They had such great drink specials that night.
They did. They had
They had-
really good.
Okay, so we went to this bar. If you're ever in Ypsilanti, go to the worst bar.
I'm really
on
upset we didn't get to go
on
and get
Friday night.
bratwurst there though.
We could have.
We didn't.
First of all, they have an amazing bratwurst selection.
Ooh.
They have like
Okay.
emu bratwurst and alligator bratwurst.
Are you kidding?
Not even
Why have
joking.
I not been to this
Okay,
place?
well, on Friday nights, they have $2 draft everything's. They have a Michigan craft brew list of about 24 beers.
Wow.
We were drinking craft brews like it was PBR, just throwing the ones on the table. We really were. I was just like, that looks good. Yep, I'll take that. That looks good. Yep, I'll take that. That looks good. Yep, I'll take that. And my bill was like $6.
Yeah, it was
Are you
quite
kidding
nice.
me?
Yeah.
$2 pints of Michigan craft brews all night.
Wow. That is awesome. I need to check that place out.
Worst Bar, WURST in Ypsilanti.
Worst, like
yeah,
WU.
because it's a bratwurst. It's like a bratwurst restaurant.
This sounds like my personal heaven.
It is. When I was there, like, okay, I was like, that's a weird name for a bar, and then I was like reading the
menu.
the stuff on Yelp, and I'm like, this is a bratwurst restaurant.
Oh my
Our
god.
appetizer was pretzels with like some kind of special
With like
sauce.
beer cheese.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then we had loaded
Oh my God.
loaded tater tots.
Yep.
And what was our other appetizer?
Was it nachos of some kind or something?
No, we had nacho tots is what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Our other appetizer, maybe, was it little bratwursts or something? Like cut up
No.
bratwurst or something?
We got a dip.
Yeah, that was the
tater
pretzels
tots and
tater tots. I don't remember what the third one was, but it was really good.
Yeah,
Their food is
they were all
delicious
really
there.
good.
And it wasn't expensive
it
either.
wasn't crazy
Yeah.
expensive. Yeah.
So let's vote. Because we just got off track again.
I kind of accidentally voted already.
Well, I haven't voted yet either. I haven't voted yet, so no one's going to see the update until they vote. All right, so we're going to vote in.
Okay.
Ready, Ryan?
Yeah, almost. Okay.
Let me know. 3, 2, 1, vote. Wow.
I voted.
So what happens when we have a 3-way tie on one beer?
Oh, really?
We all voted for the same beer
Oh, okay.
because
Cool.
it was
That
for
one was
sure the beer of the
amazing.
week.
That
Do
one was
we
really good.
have last week's beer of the week here?
Yes, I do.
Let me
All right.
get it.
So
Last week's beer of the week was the Rye Knot by
What other than Shorts Brews?
how are we gonna? Now we haven't talked about this. Are we gonna do another Facebook poll, or are we just gonna?
I think we should do another Facebook.
Okay, I'll just
Yeah,
pop
and
one
I
in
won't
quick.
vote beforehand. And isn't it annoying when you get water on a capacitive
Yeah,
surface
we
of
were
some
just
kind?
we were talking about that earlier.
just happened to me. I got pickle juice on my even though I have a touchscreen.
Where did I put? I think I put it back in my wallet here. There you go. Need the bottle opener here. No, I don't want to ask about
Okay.
Catcher in the Rye. This is gonna be a
the
tough
Rye
one.
Knot is another America India Pale Ale made with
Ooh.
malted rye.
Okay.
Luke, you got a sacred cow in front of you, right?
I have a what?
Sacred cow in front of you.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 on the table, so.
Oh my!
I was gonna ask if you.
Oh
needed
my
one
god,
passed on.
guys, go to look for Worst Bar Ypsilanti. Their website is amazing.
Oh yeah. No. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god.
now I want to explain something to you. Maybe I should explain it to you after the show because
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll explain
But
it to you
I'll
after
tell
the show.
I'll tell the listeners, if you get the chance, just look up Worst Bar Ypsilanti, Michigan. Their website is phenomenal.
yeah, I'm gonna explain to you why it's amazing. Because I know the reason it's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
it's actually a really cool explanation.
Yeah. Excellent.
I don't know, but those sausages they have in their hands look amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks
So,
like they might have a
Nick.
knockwurst and a bratwurst.
Oh my gosh.
Only
Okay.
thing I'm annoyed by is we're off topic here, but like I'm scrolling.
I mean, you
and-
see the logo pop behind that picture.
Well, the beer is like just moving behind the thing, and
It makes sense.
it makes sense. But then as you go farther down, it changes into a different image that's moving.
Because you're hitting a different section on the website.
Right.
Okay.
Like
Maybe it's just because I'm using a slower device
like
that
the-
it glitches.
like the
a little
beer
bit
set
strange.
the picture with the beer has like the events on it, and then
Yeah.
the picture with like their different mustards has the menu on it, and then like the picture with the liquor has their about segment.
Yeah. My only issue is for slower devices. It's kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
annoying
sure.
because it glitches.
Wow.
But other than that, it's a very nice webpage.
Does anyone need another taste? Oh,
Definitely.
fudge, I do.
Yeah.
Definitely
I'm
HTML5.
stuck right now. Yeah.
They're two.
Actually, let me quick explain to you while we're tasting these beers. Give a little filler here.
Yeah.
this is the reason why the worst bar has an amazing website. There's actually a lot of bars in Ypsilanti who have amazing websites because the city contracts these websites to be made. If you look at their URL, it is worstbarypsi.com. The city contracts a web designer to make websites for their local venues.
Really? That is excellent. That's so cool.
I figured that when I saw their website on Yelp, and so I did some research, and they contract a EMU grad. They contracted an EMU grad to make their websites for a lot of their bars and restaurants in town. So like,
wow,
pretty much all their bars, and they're mobile friendly too. So like pretty much all their bars and restaurants have like amazing websites because they just like paid this one EMU grad student a ton of money to just make all their websites.
Wow, that's really cool. I'm so happy to see like a city do that and be forward thinking like that.
That's Ann Arbor for you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
man, these I can't even tell which one I'm drinking. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough.
I'm having an issue with this one. I'm having some serious deliberations.
I think I'm ready.
I will be in a second here.
One more taste of each, I'll be good. Okay. By the way, where'd you find this beer, Lucas? I'm just curious. Where'd you find this beer at?
It was at Backstreet in Saginaw. I just saw it.
Oh, it was at Backstreet?
Not Backstreet.
Not Backstreet.
Boardwalk.
There was a party at Backstreet that I went to here on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. And my bill was more than I expected that night, but I think I drank a lot is why.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I guess I did get 3 shots.
Are we ready to vote?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this thing.
You ready?
1 second.
Okay.
Luke? Doing all right over there?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Vote. I'm sure.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Is it
Wow.
3?
Yes.
I
I'm
was
gonna
so
explain mine.
I was
Wow.
I was so torn.
Yeah, that was.
I really was.
The reason that I voted for my beer is simply on the aftertaste.
Yeah.
I voted for it.
The Rhinelander has a lot stronger aftertaste than the Sacred Cow does.
Definitely a lot
voted-
more hop
honestly,
aftertaste.
yeah, they were just so similar that
They
it
were
was
very
so
similar.
hard to vote.
But
You know how I made my decision?
Did you flip a coin again?
Yep. I flipped 3 coins actually.
In this podcast so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I flipped 3 coins for that vote right
oh,
there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Best 2 out of 3 on that one because it was so tough.
But no, you're right. They are very similar up until the very end of the taste, I feel.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, but yeah, it's like the Rhinelander has a lot stronger hoppy taste in the very end, where the Sacred Cow it mellows out a lot quicker. Which is why
true.
And yeah, that's
It's a bit sweeter, the Sacred Cow
it
is.
is, yeah.
I liked it.
So
That was great.
there you have it, folks.
I'm not gonna gloat because I have done terrible this year.
I mean, we all brought amazing beers this week. You
We
can't
did.
really gloat. Like, we all brought amazing beers this week.
I will take any reason.
Seriously,
to gloat,
people,
but yeah.
anybody who these are actually all sold in Michigan.
Support the local. Support your
Boatswain.
local brewer.
This one, Boatswain is
Your
brewed in Wisconsin, but you can find it at Trader Joe's. Sacred Cow is found in Ypsilanti at the Arbor Brewing Company, and both Short's Uncle Steve's Irish Stout and Short's Right Now can be found at Elk Rapids. But that's where they brew, but you can find them anywhere in Michigan here. They're all excellent beers, as you've heard today. We can't stop talking about that. And I don't think we really give the beer enough credit in this segment, so I think I kind of wanted to throw that in here.
Let's give some credit to Michigan too and their craft.
Honestly,
scene. Like
there are two cities. There are two cities in the entire country that do it. Well, two states in the entire country that do it better than Michigan in terms of craft brewing.
Really?
And that's Oregon and Colorado.
In Colorado.
And
I believe
and
that,
and now
yeah.
here's the thing though, is Oregon craft brewing all comes out of all their good craft brewing comes out of Portland.
Portland.
So they have one city that's really good. Colorado only has like Boulder and Denver who make good craft brewing.
And that's basically
if you come to Michigan,
Belgium.
if you come to Michigan,
There's decent breweries everywhere.
if you have come to Michigan, you can go up north and go to Shorts. What else is up there?
Petoskey Brewing.
Petoskey Brewing.
There's a beer I wish I could bring that I'd taste.
You've also got Tri-City Brewing, Midland Brewing Company, Keweenaw Brewing Company, Bell's,
Detroit,
Atwater,
Arcadia.
Detroit Brewing Company, Arcadia.
Yeah.
God, there's so many I'm missing.
so
Arbor
many.
Brewing Company.
Yeah.
There are so many amazing
so many
breweries
cool
in Michigan.
breweries.
there's Keweenaw.
Yeah.
And that's just the bigger ones. There's ones that are
There's
smaller that
smaller
don't
ones,
distribute
Like-
that you just
like
go
Tri-City
visit.
Brewing,
Yeah,
Black Forest.
Midland Brewing
Black
Company,
Black Forest.
Sullivan's Black. Hey, shout out to Sullivan's
Shout
right
out
now.
to Sullivan's.
Everyone go to
Everybody
Sullivan's.
needs to go to Sullivan's
And
and give
drop
them their
the
money and talk to their
Tell
brewer
them
and
to
tell
drink-
them that
Yep.
you love him.
Drink the Grateful Red.
Yes.
Drink the Woody's Gold or the Woody's Brown.
The Grateful Red.
Get
is my
the
favorite.
get the what the heck is the name of that English
Oh, McKnowles.
McKnowles. Get the McKnowles.
Yeah.
That's my favorite that Dave brews. He's amazing. He's a great brewer, and he's not getting the credit.
No.
Yeah, he's not. He's
Because
an amazing
they're not
brewer.
distributed like what the other brewery in town is.
That
Right.
other place that will
That
never
other-
be
that
that'll
other
never be
little
spoken
shop.
of on this podcast.
I'm not
Right.
gonna lie.
It'll never be
there's
spoken
a
of on
beer
this
that I do
podcast.
like from them, and I'm not even gonna talk about it right now.
If their
because
name
I will
is
get
said,
hated.
it will get Mario
I will
coined
be-
out.
Yeah, we're gonna bleep it out if
Yeah.
anybody says.
It's
Frankenmuth.
It's a great city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good town.
Great tourist,
Nice
number
town.
one tourist town in Michigan.
Yep.
Also number one in ice pick related crimes.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to TechBuzzed, the real episode number 15. My name is Nick Smock, and I'm on Twitter somewhere. And that place is Nick_Smock.
My name is Ryan Spletzer, and I'm on Twitter at Ryan Spletzer.
I'm Luke Ritter, I guess. And don't follow me, but it's at Depresso is cool. It's really nothing.
You can
special.
go to his page and then follow him and then unfollow him.
Please do that. Make
That'd
my
be cool.
day. Like,
Spam his email inbox with follow requests, but then just immediately unfollow him. So he gets
nice
the
thing is
email.
it sends to an email
Yeah.
address that I don't use
Oh.
anymore.
F that.
DM him some of that nasty porn.
Yeah.
my God.
Some
DM
of that
him
nasty,
some
Next
nasty
episode,
porn.
we are bitching about DMs.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, we're gonna complain about Twitter spam next week. Because I got like 2 or 3 accounts that I follow that are like friends of mine that have Twitter spam, and it's obnoxious
don't
because they
even
don't know
realize
it. They don't
that.
know it.
They have no
It's-
idea.
It's crazy annoying.
I
Yeah.
unfollowed.
But we're not talking about that right now because we're talking about TechBuzzed. And if you go to
Send us
techbuzz.com,
your favorite Twitter spam.
oh, obviously it's horse ebooks. Duh.
Yeah.
If you don't follow horse_ebooks on Twitter, you're stupid.
You're not doing Twitter.
You're not
right.
You're not.
stupid. You're just
No, you're stupid because there's this. Okay,
I
now
still
I got
love
to now
you.
I got to get on
We
a
have to
tangent here
explain.
because there's a Tumblr account which everyone needs to follow. This girl, she goes on OkCupid, and she sets up this dating profile. She's actually in a relationship, but she sets up the dating profile as a single girl because she's good looking, and then guys will like message her all the time, and she only responds with horse ebook tweets.
Wow.
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna find the Tumblr right now.
I'm just gonna comment. I have a Heart of the Swarm launch event to go to right now.
Yeah, so do I. But here we go. Where is it? I'm
Awkward
on the
silence while we wait
BuzzFeed
for
page,
Nick
but I
to
don't
look
want to
at-
give them credit. But I'm on the BuzzFeed page, and they're gonna lick my nuts.
I remember when you used to love BuzzFeed.
And then I realized how awful they were. That good old high school. OKC ebooks.tumblr.com. It is the funniest Tumblr ever because they just use horse ebooks as responses to men on OkCupid, and the guys have no idea what's going on. They like play along with it as if it's like she's actually talking to them.
Twitter.com/what?
No. This is a Tumblr site.
Oh, it's a Tumblr.
OKC underscore or no OKC no underscore ebooks.tumblr.com.
Ebooks. Following.
But we're not talking about OKC
because we were
ebooks.
Closing off our podcast.
Because we're talking about TechBuzzed.com, which is also a Tumblr site.
Follow us
but
on
not
MySpace.
right now, kind of. Follow us on MySpace at myspace.com/TechBuzzed.
Yeah.
But no one posts there because Lucas set it up and he's never going to post there.
No, I'm not.
And I'm never going to log into MySpace. TechBuzzed.com is still a work in progress because Nick just got a new job and now he has no time to do anything.
And Lucas doesn't know what the hell's going on with the codes.
We'll get there.
TechBuzzed is on Twitter as well, and they are trying to get Shugels trending, and that's pound SHOEGLE.
We should just have a TechBuzzed retreat one weekend where we just pound out the website in one weekend.
Let's do it. No, I'll take.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
We'll go up north somewhere and we'll just seclude ourselves.
No. I don't know about going.
idea.
I don't know about going up north somewhere.
Or whatever.
But even if we just go here.
Yeah.
Like.
We get a room at Splash Village.
Hey, whatever you guys want to do. Actually, no. Splash Village has awful internet.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. We need a place with good internet.
So, seriously, if we want to take not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after off, I will do it.
Okay.
I don't know
Maybe
how
not
this
that
applies
weekend,
to
but
us closing
one of these
down
weekends
this
soon.
episode.
Well, the problem is like I will obviously be starting my new job extremely soon, so it needs to be like you can't do the weekend of the 23rd?
No.
I can't do the next weekend after that.
Okay.
What about the 6th is like going to be when I'm starting my job.
Do you have to work on the weekends?
Probably.
Ooh.
I got to work 4/10s, but we'll figure that out later.
We'll figure that out.
So techbuzz.com/nothing is our website. Twitter.com/techbuzz is our Twitter. Facebook.com/techbuzz is our Facebook. MySpace.com/techbuzz never gets updated. TechBuzzPodcast@gmail.com is our email address, but TechBuzzPodcast@gmail.com is where we would like our email to be. So email that guy some hateful mail and make him want to die. Or give up his email address. Whichever comes first is fine with us. YouTube.com/TechBuzzPodcast is where you can look at video stills of our logo and listen to us. But I don't know why you do that because that's weird.
Just do it.
Okay, everyone. Bye.